Welcome back, people, to the channel. And most importantly, before I forget, please like and subscribe. Now, this video is going to be titled a kind of part 3 update. It's kind of a closing chapter on this little episode, which will be put to one side. But so many of you have asked for, an update, what happened, etc., etc., that I thought I'd tell you a couple of things now that I've confirmed them 100%. Okay, so first of all, this one, I didn't even believe it myself, but having spoken to several people that were there and also those that have been told about it afterward, it's just like, wow. Okay, so several sources have told me about an incident last week when I was away. A YouTuber, in one of the guards' words, had an epic hissy fit at horseguards. He stopped his live stream and went to knock on the door of London District. That's right, folks, he went to knock on the door of London District, the HQ of the army in London, and was shouting, "I want his records." We don't know who, why or what, but that was all very clearly captured. "I want his records." Imagine just walking in, smashing on the door, thinking that the army owe you some sort of response. Extraordinary. Anyway, he was politely, and again I'm quoting verbatim, politely but firmly told to F off and stormed out of the front gates shouting, get ready for it, F the household cavalry, F the army, and F the effing government. Okay, needless to say, this was captured on the CCTV, and those who saw it, apparently, so I've been told, were absolutely seeing themselves with laughter, just at this completely ridiculous scene. And the childish meltdown. Yeah, I can't, what can I say? It sounds absolutely unbelievable, does it not? But there you have it, folks. Yeah, extraordinary. Right, second part, which mainly leads to the title of the video, the update. Okay, so the private detective, inverted commas, that came along last week was given some information, not intentionally by the person he was giving it to, and that information was incorrect. What do I mean by that? Well, let's just say that a name, okay, a random name, Michael Hunt, also known as Mike, was fed to a certain YouTuber who, rather silly or foolishly, passed it on to the private investigator, inverted commas. Now, the private investigator, I say loosely because, bless him, he didn't know what he was getting himself into. He is a live streamer, filmed apparently at Hyde Park Corner, a few protests, etc. Some people saying like he's some big YouTuber. He's got a fifth of the number of subscribers of this channel, so if that makes him big, I guess that makes me bigger. Not that it really matters, guys, I couldn't care less, but at the end of the day, if people are saying that, then I think it's reasonable to compare stats. So he was fed this name, came along playing the big man, who are you, give me your details, all this kind of rubbish. It was funny because I was expecting him, you can see that pretty much, and the sad thing is that, from what I've been told and other people I've spoken to, he's a decent guy. So he was really dropped in it by the person that passed him the fake information. That's the danger of not checking it. Now, if that were not bad enough, and I kind of regarded it as being a closed episode, wait for this, people. Again, another thing you will not believe. The level of stupidity is off the scale. On Monday, when I was filming, and then briefly when I finished, but it was captured by other people, and is still on some channels, the same rather simple YouTuber thought it would be funny to shout out what he believes is my full name. Like several times really loudly during my own video, thinking that 1, I'm going to care, 2, that his information is accurate, and 3, that I'm actually going to cut it out of my video. We don't do that, people. We don't cut these things out of videos. When it's important or relevant, it stays in. People want to shout out my name, my home address, my shoe size, the length of my IQ. Go ahead, I couldn't care less. As I've mentioned before on this channel many times, the household cavalry, the army, London District, the Ministry of Defence Police, all have my ID. I was checked, background check, vetted, whatever you want to call it, before being allowed into Hyde Park Barracks in Knightsbridge, Wellington Barracks near Victoria, etc., etc. So it's just kind of hilarious that anyone would think it's relevant. If that were not bad enough, and this is the funny bit, which also is now going to be left to a legal process, the same idiot thought it would be funny to shout out after I finished the video. Even the guard looked at him like, are you dumb or what? To shout out where I live. So he's shouting out Kensington High Street in his video. Kensington High Street, Kensington High Street. Like anyone cares. I mean, you know, folks, I don't care. Hence me including it in my own video. But can you imagine the level of pettiness, stupidity, lack of IQ and self-awareness to be screaming that out in public, in a place again where there are children, tourists, visitors, and most importantly of all, the workplace of the Kingsguard in London. Yeah, it's utterly extraordinary. So that's our part 3 with a massive update. I mean, what can I say, guys? You know, everything I've just told you, all proof and evidence. If anyone needs to know for legal reasons, contact me in the usual way. I'm very, very, very careful with documenting what I'm seeing and being told these days, because let's just say that there are certain things in process that are going to require that documentation. So that's what has been happening, people, in the course of the last few days. There's a lot more, which hopefully I'll be able to, you know, drop into a future video, if and when there's a resolution, shall we say. But as mentioned in Monday's video, I will not be filming or referring to the other idiot in any way directly during any videos or anything else. Why? Because honestly, you know, I don't film kids, people, not intentionally, and that means the camera needs to stay off of him and his micro intellect. Now, back to the topic at hand. Horseguards. Well, I mean, to start with, Westminster. Oh, I mean, it's a funny thing. I came out the door this morning having read that today's headline temperature would be 16 degrees. Okay? I kid you not, people, it's not 16 degrees. It feels more like 6. Okay? I would honestly, if I had a time machine, go back, add an additional layer, a neck scarf or covering of some sort, and most importantly of all, gloves, those fingerless gloves. Why? Because it is super chilly. The base temperature is quite high, but wow, there is a super chill. Crazy super chill. And this, everybody, despite us being now firmly into April, is why you see all of these people wearing effectively winter clothing. This is not an old video, as you can tell from the updates. Now, people are still happy, smiley, posing, etc. Ormond would have left this morning with the Blues and Royals, and the lifeguards will have returned. Now, based on what we saw on Monday, and not just with Ormond, but primarily with the absolutely splendid and magnificent Lady Trooper, who a lot of us admire greatly for her professionalism, that seems to be a theme in the Blues. The Lady Troopers in the Blues are, what can we say, people? In a word, outstanding. I mean, it's not just now with the new faces, it's kind of been a theme. Every single Lady Trooper we've seen in the Blues and Royals has always been really flipping firm and on it. You know, if we go back to those classic videos, some of which have been reposted recently on my Instagram, of, I won't say her name, but you know, Trooper G, it doesn't matter because she's not in London right now. She was absolutely outstanding at disciplining stupid tourists. And the sisters and the other trooper we saw on Monday are a continuation of that process. 1 second. Oh, thanks. She thanked me for being a nice guy and not interrupting her video. Yeah, it's a real theme, and it's set to continue, people. As mentioned, the Blues have quite a lot of new faces that are going to be filtering through. I mean, the lifeguards too. But we'll definitely be seeing, between now and the end of the summer, a lot of people, troopers that is, that we haven't seen before. And I did refer to that Commonwealth intake in a video before I left for my holiday. Now, in terms of precisely when we'll see them, no idea. And I say that, one, because at the moment, I don't know. If I do know, and I'm allowed to tell you, I will. But more importantly, the same situation applies with the Gatesman and Chitsman, okay? No one, and I'm not actually telling you folks, honestly, no one at this moment knows, okay? But as I said before, and I must emphasise this because it is of fundamental importance, the positions, the foot relief positions, gatesmen, chipsmen, have not been abolished. Okay? Now, if they had been, or a decision had been taken to axe those posts on a permanent basis, there would have been an announcement. Household Cavalry Museum, HCAV Facebook page, somewhere there would have been an announcement, and or the troopers would have been informed, and that would have been something that, let's just say, would have been easy to know about, because it would have been a very big and controversial talking point. You know, massively so. And I think during the course of the past year, at the times I've mentioned when there are big changes coming, at the times I've mentioned that there are going to be significant differences in a few weeks or a few months, you all know I've been right every time, because I'm careful with the information I'm given. I confirm it with multiple people, and then I will share it if given permission to do so. Why? Because it's the most subtle way of doing these things. Gosh, it's super busy, guys. I'm walking through slowly so I don't bash into anyone's head with the pole. What on earth? I don't understand what's going on, why there's so many people here. I mean, there's nothing happening on Downing Street. Look. Right behind me. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It's okay. Someone just walked straight into me. Wow. Okay, I mean, you can tell it's going to be a busy one when the Spanish tour guides are out with their PA systems. Oh yeah. Now, curiously, folks, obviously I came across a lot of tourist groups last week. Okay, and now, funnily enough, they weren't actually foreign tour groups. They were local groups of guided tourists, school groups, etc., etc. 99.9% Spanish or Spanish speaking, but possibly Latin American. I'm talking about when I was in Valencia, and not one single guide, tour group leader, etc., had a PA system of any kind. Yeah. And those plazas or piazzas in Valencia are a lot larger than anything we've got here, including obviously the space outside horseguards. So I have no idea why they think they need to use the PA systems here, but if it's legal, I don't think anybody can stop them. It's just kind of unfortunate. I've just spotted 2 police horses going through the front gates into horseguards, which is perplexing based on the fact that we had a guard change and a regimental change this morning. So one would have thought that the majority of activity would have been exiting the gate rather than entering it, but these are crazy times. What I would try and do when I have a moment, and I will ask if it's okay to keep it on camera or whether it needs to be an off-camera chat, is ask the mounted branch if the agreed cuts to horses and staffing of 25% are likely to impact what we see here at horseguards, and or the movement of horses through the front gate and back. It might change absolutely nothing. I'm starting to think that they'll reduce the service elsewhere, simply because for the next 3-4 months, obviously the centre of London is going to be completely and utterly jam-packed for crazy summer tourist season. So there is that to bear in mind, I guess. Right, so who have we got here? Oh, okay, so... Sorry, I mean, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's okay. Lots of people are going to walk in front, but you're okay. Go ahead.
Okay, no worries. Thank you. That's fine, thank you.
You sure? Yeah? Okay, thank you. Oh, she was lucky, guys. She was kind of wondering why it was that people were walking in front. I mean, it is a public spot. She was right back with her foot in the road, which was curious, but she got a picture in the end and it was a good one. Okay, so funnily enough, us with our instruction about lady troopers and being very firm and authoritative and consistent in the Blues and Royals, we've just arrived with a fairly rare-ish sight, compared to the blues anyway. A lady trooper in the lifeguards in front of us on this beauty. Which one? No idea. And again, folks, I will defer to the comments. Some of you have built a very large library of images and are able to identify the horses for me. Just makes it easier, guys. I can concentrate on 1, what I'm saying, 2, what I'm doing, 3, not bashing into people, and 4, not risking the phone. So for the moment, that is that. And we'll focus on what happens in front of the camera primarily. Although somebody did suggest to me that adding a very discreetly placed GoPro to cover everything that happens around me would be smart. Yeah, still giving that some thought, people. It's awkward in a way because, yes, it will capture some very interesting things, including, of course, when people approach me with nefarious intent. But the issue is that also it would mean that people that I do talk to and share information with me would be somewhat more reluctant to share that information if they were unsure whether or not it was being captured. I would obviously tell them, but there's no way of really them knowing absolutely whether or not a small GoPro or body-mounted cam is on. So it's a delicate balancing act. Now, interestingly enough, the orderly, I'm still not sure whether the official term is orderly or stableman. Look, orderly we've got a lady orderly, or lady stableman, or stablewoman. I don't know. I mean, guys will just use it interchangeably. I mean, she's certainly not a stableman. She might be a stable woman, but you know what I mean. So I'm happy to stick with the term orderly for the moment. Looking magnificent in her number 2 uniform, and telling everybody to get themselves back. I'm not going to go into the yard for 2 reasons. It's not busy, so there's not a big ruckus. But reason number 1 is that we know one wander's left, and reason number 2 is that we'll get a much better idea of who's coming out when they pull into the box straight into the camera. Now, we will, of course, have a look in the yard at some point this morning and see them bare of troopers, guys. I know. I'm feeling it too, people. Melancholy. Actually, though, that said, before this lady trooper pulls her trusty steed out of the box and away, let's have a quick look at who we've got at the other end. Just that we've got, again, a record of all the horses that we had today, and I'll give you more importantly which troopers are on those horses. Okay, so gent trooper at this end, so lady trooper one end, gent trooper the other end. There he is. Oh, sorry, okay. Gent trooper at the other end, folks, on this horse. Now, horse-wise, interesting blaze. I'm not sure exactly which name of the horse. Which one is this, folks? The other interesting thing is some of you were saying that I'd apparently mentioned Wise and Virgil at the same time or in the same video, and that there's been some confusion about which one is which because of that really unusual blaze. Now, what I will do the next time we see that horse is confirm it absolutely by the hoof number. Now, we all know that Vise has got a very, very, very distinctive blaze. Okay, I'm not talking about either of the horses out here now. Vise has got a very distinctive blaze. I'm 90% certain, remembering the first time that we put up a picture of Vise, that was confirmed with the hoof number. And the key way to check this, people, is not even based on what I've said in previous videos, etc., because we all know that quite often I've been wrong about the horse name in the video. But I freely admit that, because sometimes it's hard to read the number, sometimes you can read the number, but I mean, you can read it and think you've got it, but it's actually not. Good examples being the number 8 on a hoof number and the number 9. They are always, always, always problematic. And sometimes the 1s end up looking like 7s, or a 7 gets a bit filled in and looks like a 1. Etc. You get where I'm going. Okay? However, the reason I started posting the horsey of the day picture on Instagram is because those pictures are cross-referenced with a very clear photograph of the hoof number, with previous pictures of the horse of the same name. And this is the key thing, folks, it's always been then cross-referenced after the day's video has been posted, so that we know from the day's video, from people commenting under the video, that the horse is the horse that was posted as the picture of the day on Instagram. So that's my kind of methodology, because it isn't an exact science. I might think I know which one it is, but it's not an exact. There's no way of it being an exact science unless you're a trooper that knows the horse personally and have ridden the horse. Often attends to the horse, because they have the name of every horse in every stall over at camp in Knightsbridge. So there's no absolute way of knowing. One second, let me move or try and move a teeny bit more central for the changeover. Now that we've seen which two troopers we've got, okay, so be careful, because there are a few people standing way back and they're watching. Obviously I prefer not to stand directly in front of them. There we are, teeny weeny bit off centre. Okay, so people are still coming forward, as you can see, not in like huge numbers, but they're still coming forward. Now, the task or responsibility of telling the tourists to get behind the bollards, we know it's been passing to and fro more often than being, a baseball, or I can't think of another, you know what I mean. It's really been passing to and fro between the Ministry of Defence Police and the Army London District, who of course are responsible for what happens within HCAV. So for the moment that ball seems to be firmly back in the courts of the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment. In the past, well, I can say the past week, this has been back Monday today, we've seen the troopers dealing with the crowds. Some of the police have told people to get back, but it's been primarily the troopers. Now, let me just quickly look, because they started quite early here. Actually, they're really early. In fact, it's still 5 minutes until the changeover. I think what happened is the lady trooper in her number 2s came out a little bit earlier than typical, told everybody to get back, then went back in, realised she might have been a bit early, and now everybody is going back over. I mean, not just here, both ends, this end and the other end, people are still going over. Enforcement wise, what can I tell you guys? Nothing changed with that. It's still individual trooper discretion. Okay. Who have we got next? This gent. This gent looking rather content. It's funny actually, the young guy next to me has been stood there pretty much this end, and when I went to the other end, listening to every word I've been saying. I'm not sure if he's a fan or just interested in what I have to say about what we're seeing here this morning. Oh, other interesting thing I forgot to mention, well, another update. I haven't, again, obviously you know I was away last week, folks, for the whole week, but I don't know how long it's been since Colin was last here. Now, bearing in mind that a very large part of Colin, Charlie, Mark, other people's work with the Household Cavalry. There's two greys, folks, going back. Obviously they've ridden around. A lot of their work with the Household Cavalry in terms of photographing and so on involved, more often than not, because there are more of them and more movement in the yard, the foot relief. This is why we'd primarily see Colin and Charlie and others in the yard on the corner, getting very good shots of the chitsman being relieved from his post, and obviously the gatesman in and out of the tunnel. So I think the reason we haven't seen the army of photographers of late is simply because there is far less reason to make the journey in to photograph the troopers when the numbers are significantly lower, and there is an awful lot less to photograph than there was before. For the moment, anyway. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to last, but for the moment. Now, I'm certainly hoping that before tourist season hits proper. What I mean by that, I mean really, first week of June. She's right in the box with the pushchair, curiously, pulling it backwards. Odd. yeah, first week of June typically. I'll be very surprised if there hasn't been a decision and or we actively see a change here by the beginning of tourist season proper. In other words, I think things are going to look, what's the word I'm looking for, less than ideal if we've still got empty arches come June. Okay, bear in mind we're in early April. It's 2 months between now and what I regard as being the start of tourist season proper. So in those 2 months, it's I would surmise probably sufficient time for a decision to be taken on the future of the foot relief here at Horseguards. Yeah. It will be a very strange thing to have no foot relief for the entire summer when it's ram-packed here, only for them to return, for example, at the end of September or early October, before the troopers go back into winter order. Again, folks, there might only be 1 or 2 people that are actively able to decide the future of the foot relief. However, as I mentioned before, the foot relief will, the foot relief, including the troopers and others in the regiment, they will all have a say on what they think vis-a-vis the return of the gatesmen and chitsmen. Democracy in action in the British Army. Gotta like it, folks. Okay, so this is interesting because it was the trooper that was doing it before. Now the police are doing it. I don't understand. I mean, I guess division of labour? No idea. Lots of people are still debating whether they want to come up on my left. I think you might sort of see them slide gently. Look, footstep at a time, closer to the horse.
I want to make sure it's not like a biter.
This one's not a biter, guys. Yeah, but you can't go in the white box, otherwise the trooper will shout at you. You can, but they're just about to change over the horses. This is why the police are at the front. Yeah, a new horse will be in the box in like 3 minutes. Better than, maybe getting shouted at. Okay, I'm not sure, guys, because I haven't seen him yet, if the old trooper is in the yard. That's another reason to go and have a look shortly. Many people here are very enthusiastic. Look, officer just gesturing, shaking his head, look, at tourists that were trying to move forward. Anyway, there's the bell, which, wait, actually, are we on time or are we running still a little bit late? Hold on. Okay, we are actually bang on time. See? Behind the bollards, please. Right, who have we got? I think we've got, for only the second time ever on this channel, the new trooper we saw the week before I went away. So a fortnight ago, the trooper coming into this box, luckily at this end, is a new face. We've seen him, we like him, he's brilliant, and this will be his second time appearing on this channel.
Oh, there's more. That's why.
A lot of people are still kind of vexed, like, what's going on? In terms of they're allowed to go forward. Brilliant job with the Shakespearean levelling of the signage. So whoever did that, probably the auditor, I would guess. Brilliant job. Clearly hung using a spirit level. Spot on. Boxmen to your posts. I think, at least from this distance, that both of the troopers coming on this shift are gents. I mean, not long to wait, but it's looking that way. Ooh, hold on a second. The horse. Oh. The horse with the really thick-set blaze. Again, I'm going to put my neck out here, guys. I think Zorba is the horse entering the box in front of me. 1 second, and we'll find out. This gen didn't quite get the memo on the left. Actually, didn't quite. I mean, he absolutely didn't get the memo. Is it Zorbs? Is it? Good morning. 50-50. Instinctively, that would be my guess. Doesn't mean I'm right. But equally doesn't mean I'm wrong. Okay, dismount in the yards. Yes, I know, guys, you've been screaming, get in the yard for the dismount, blah, blah, blah. But people, the dismount is something occasionally I might capture, but because of a couple of recent events, I'm a little bit more reluctant to put the dismount on the video just in case something goes wrong. That doesn't mean I'm not going to put dismounts in the video. It just means that I'll sort of judge it instinctively, I think, is what I'm trying to say. I don't even know how I'm going to decide. Sometimes we'll capture it, sometimes we won't. Gosh, they're very far apart actually, the two troopers, aren't they, for the dismount? A few bits and bobs have dropped from the kit recently. And I think that happens when the troopers go into summer order, because quite a bit of it, especially vis-a-vis the kit that attaches to the boots, although it's sparkling clean, hasn't always been tightened. Yeah, no disrespect to the troopers, but I've been told that before. I mean, it's right that presentation is the most important thing, but obviously actual maintenance of the kit itself, including those very, very fine teeny-weeny bolts that attach A to B, is quite important as well. So yeah, instinctively I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's Zorba, folks. So I give it, as I said before, a 50-50. I mean, he looks pretty chill, and with that blaze, if it's not, then I don't actually know which one it is. I actually really don't. However, we're going to put him, second. Before the tour is quick. Going to put Zorbs.
Oh, okay. Same.
And again, I'll cross-reference this with other pictures of him. Damn it, wait 1 second, guys. I'm literally just about to take it and the guy's head gets in the frame. Wait, here we go. Okay, he was looking directly into the camera. And the hoof number for later reference. Oh my god, they'll... Wait 1 second, look at them all. It's going to have to wait, folks, because every time I try and take a picture of the hoof, somebody walks super close to the horse, and he sort of gestures it back a teeny-weeny bit. It's just slightly uncomfortable.
Okay,
In fact, I'm pretty sure that on one of the relatively recent, i.e. last month to 6 weeks videos, we had a Zorba meltdown. So if this is indeed Zorba, it wouldn't be the first time he doesn't make it to the end of the shift. I really hope I'm not getting it completely wrong. Because I can't even remember, actually, annoying as it is, guys, I'm being honest, whether Zorba is a blues or a lifeguard horse. Instinctively, I think he's a lifeguard horse, and that's who we're looking at. If not... Oh, sorry, you okay? Oh, somebody kind of squeezing it. It's a very small gap, like a teeny-weeny gap. Curiously. Oh, 1 second. Oh, we've got a French tour guide who's got a French tour guide shredded flag. There he is. Flipperoo, guys. It is absolutely chock here at the moment. You might get to see just how crazy it is in a second. She's... Oh, there we go. Get outside the white line, straight on it. Done.
Donc c'est évident, on ne peut pas caresser les chevaux maintenant. Ils ont terminé ça.
I wonder how you say "don't enter the box" in French.
Avant ça c'était...
Oh.
Oui, et les soldats peut-être. Mais avant c'était autorisé.
Oh, got a bandana dude who thinks about to do a marathon next to me. Gigantic, absolutely gigantic group. To my left, behind me, and also waiting behind them to get close to the front here. It's absolutely crazy. I was going to say, guys, ne touchez pas le renne, but it doesn't actually say that anymore. Is it ne touchez pas le cheval? think. I think it is actually. But let me ask. Monsieur, parlez-vous anglais? Petit peu. How do you say don't touch the horse in French? Ne touchez pas le cheval?
Ouais, no, don't touch the...
That's how...
Caresser, caresser.
Ah, caresser.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Merci beaucoup.
Faut éviter.
Suddenly got super busy. Whoa, here we go again, look. In fact, even the horse is getting scared at this point. Whoa, that's a lot of people. Told you this trip is great, didn't I, folks? Bear in mind, this is only the second time that I've seen him on duty. The other end, it's not a new trooper, it's someone that we've seen before. Oh, another one.
Derrière la ligne, Etienne.
Okay, Etienne just got in trouble. But he was told to get over the line.
You see the picture from the car, the picture,
And
the
yeah.
hand, and we don't touch. You see the table.
Yeah, they put it because now people are not allowed to touch the horse.
Yes.
Like 1 year ago, this time last year, everybody was allowed to touch the horse. But there were like all of these people would come through the gate, and everybody would be touching the horse, and it was a huge problem. So they tried to stop it now. But a lot of people don't see the box.
You take the hair.
Well, yeah, exactly. That reminds me of the classic French rap song by I Am. Dangereux. I am dangerous. Super funny guy. He was nice and friendly. Wow. I'm not entirely sure how many of that group got told to move, but I think we counted 3 or 4, which is quite a lot actually in one group. That normally only happens when it's a Chinese group. And it happens primarily because of the fact that they can't speak English very well. This is why almost every single person that we see here in an organised tour group is wearing the kind of Bluetooth earpiece translation device. As to be fair, guys, I would have to do if I was going on an organised tour anywhere in China, because obviously I wouldn't be able to understand a word that the Mandarin or possibly Cantonese speaking tour guide would be trying to tell me. There's one thing that I find curious actually, that a hell of a lot of the tour guides here don't speak the language of the group they're leading. We've seen that multiple times. Oh. Okay, so it's a bit quieter here. I say a bit quieter here, I mean look, this is how many people we've got, so it's not really actually quieter, but let's go to the other end, 1 second. As mentioned before, we've seen this trooper many times. He's not a new face. Will he tell people to get back, get behind the line, vacate the box? I don't know. I've got no idea. But we've got more than enough evidence. I mean, well, it's not really evidence, but I mean, we've got more than enough footage that the other trooper doesn't want people inside his box. I'll get a little bit closer in a minute. I'll walk around and get a little bit closer so that we've got the sign in the image as well. Not just yet, shortly, folks. Got a few people waiting at this side. So much of this is about luck and being in exactly the right spot, unintentionally, at the right moment. Okay, last one, and then I'll probably move. A little selfie and a smile with the guard. Ta-da! One thing that has surprised me actually in the past, not really this week because I've only been here at Monday, this is only the second day of the week, so many coffee cups on the ground. But over the course of the past probably 2 to 3 weeks, there are so many less people now filming than there were before, which is curious. I mean, I couldn't care either way. It doesn't really make a difference to me or this channel, as we all know. But I'm thinking that a large part of the reason that there are so many fewer filming than there were before is that many were filming for that reaction moment. because at the end of the day, if a video is silent and there's no commentary and no information, no educational commentary, unless something pretty dramatic happens, it's a non-video, isn't it, fundamentally? So I think a lot of those sort of mini spammer types have moved on, at least for the moment. And the only reason I noticed that is not because it matters who's here and who's not. You know, everyone's allowed to film, it's a public spot. But even when it's really busy and there are tons and tons of tourists, it's relatively easy to move between the two boxes and the bollards that are directly in front of the two boxes. Whereas before it wasn't. Oh, have we got Brabazon, I believe? Actually, I'm not entirely sure. One second, let's have a look. I think it is. I'm not sure actually whether they're going to cross over or come this way. They're going directly over. Is the far horse Brabazon? I think it is. It's very hard to tell. I don't know, guys. Again, I'll leave it to all of you. It's funny because every time I see a sort of dark grey speckly horse... Oh, somebody just picked up the random coffee cup. That's kind of them, until they realise there's no bin. Every time I see a dark grey coloured speckly horse, I get excited to think it's Brabazon. So even we get a real close-up to his beautiful, unique face that we know. Plus, I wasn't really close enough. That horse looked large, but it didn't look enormous. Now, just like the other end, the sign is beautifully, accurately hung, completely straight, as you can see, guys. Merry Wives of Windsor, Shakespearean style. Yep, don't worry about the guy and his kid, that's already there. Who's next? Okay, this is interesting. First time I've heard that. Tour guide behind me, I'm not sure which one, it doesn't really matter, is explained to his group that his words, not mine, I mean there might be some truth to it, I have no idea, mentioned that TikTokers were prodding the horse for clout. I mean, I'm not quite sure that ever happened, not that I saw. And that's why they put the white box down. I mean, is it? It's a good. I mean, maybe. I mean, it might have had a bearing on the decision. I don't think that in itself is even close enough to be the. Oh, trooper told them straight away, stand back. You see that gesture with the sword? They were in the box and they were too close to the horse. So I think what we might have this morning is a glorious example of consistent enforcement at both ends. Now, why is that important? Well, as I've mentioned before, folks, it doesn't matter if there's discretion. There will be pressure from tourists on other tourists approaching and all trying to touch the horse. But more importantly, if, for example, 70-80% of all the troopers in each regiment are very rigorous about enforcing the box and the line, there will obviously be unintentional, subtle, but nevertheless existing pressure on the minority that decide not to enforce the box. That will not be an official, but you know where I'm going with this. Okay?
So the reason the horse is
the
here,
expected norm would be that the box is a forbidden space. Now, one thing I have, actually two things I've noticed today which are a little bit different. First of all, this side is locked. This gate is not only closed, as it usually is, but it's locked and padlocked. Okay, so is that a permanent new thing? No idea, maybe. The other gate, small one, is open, but this one, the near gate, not sure if you can make it out. People are in the way now. It's got a thick chain and it's padlocked shut. Interesting. That's number one. And number two, the climactic measuring device is back in the yard. You can just spot it behind, there it is, that little red item on the tripod. Measures temperature, humidity, and whatever else. Why? Because, army or not, these animals are allowed to work in only very specific conditions. those conditions, though, interestingly, are flexible. They were last year. We were told this on camera many times, both by troopers and by a couple of the NCOs. I believe at that point the maximum operating, I didn't even know how to describe it, even though I phrase operating temperature, I mean, you know what I'm saying. The maximum temperature permitted for the horses to be in the boxes at work was at that point 36 degrees. It was interestingly reduced to 34 at one point, and I know that because I was told it on the day. One of the corporals of horse wanted to remove, or had the idea of removing 2 of the horses at 34, but London District apparently said no. We would like the horses to remain if and until the temperature hits 36. Yep, true story. Well, I true. I mean, you know it's a true story. A lot of you will remember that video. In fact, thinking about it, I don't really think recently much of last summer's footage has either been reposted or dug out. I mean, I will be trying for the rest of this week, and also as we go into warmer weather, to be out as often as possible and to record primarily new original footage. I know a lot of you appreciate the fact that I repost items when I can't get out. A lot of you have not seen a lot of the content. But guys, every single time, and this still comes up, and it's shocking, it still comes up, every single video I've ever filmed here has the date of filming in the video description. Every single one. Okay? So I can't understand how so many people in the comments still ask, is this an old video? When was this filmed? What was the date of this video? It's like it's there, folks. It's like absolutely crystal clear in the video description, just under the video itself. Why do I not put that in the title of the video? Because it would make the majority of the videos duplicates of other videos, because we would have XXXXX in date format. We go through the same months and the same days of every month every year. So not only would it end up with duplicate content, problematic, more importantly, it gives less space to accurately title the video in that very limited, I think it's 100 character space that is given for titling the video. Okay, so people seem generally to be moving to the other end, curiously. Not this gent. At least not yet. But at least we did see very clearly this trooper being as particular as the others. Oh, I thought this jogger bro was going to not look where he was going for a second. Would be the first time we've seen that, would it? Okay, who's next? Possibly today's best dress so far. On the left. Loving the hat. That's a brilliant hat, actually. I've got a hat just like that. Is it I mean, it is a Panama, isn't it? Yeah, it is a Panama. I'm sure it is. I mean, it looks exactly like mine, and mine's a Panama. Is it a Panama, ladies? I'm not even entirely sure. I'm not sort of au fait with ladies' headwear, I must say. Fedora, Panama, yes, for gents, but ladies, not really sure. Okay, we're just about to go along to the other end. Okay, let's do that. 1 second. Almost everybody is being very patient and considerate of everybody else today, tourist-wise it is. Oh, she's back at this end. Lady we just had at the other end. She's back. Oh, look at that. With a perfect little glance into the camera by, and again folks, it remains to be confirmed, Zorba. 99% certain it's Zorba. Why do I think that? Well, 2 reasons actually. One, I remember Zorba as being, I think, the smallest. Zorba and Zara are the 2 of the smallest Z horses that came in. But 2, that really thick, substantial and incredibly even glaze. Truly going to be stumped actually, guys, if you say it's not Zorba, it's insert other horse name here. I really will be surprised. I mean, again, tons of people here, but they're all just kind of waiting, wondering, should they go forward? She's like, yes, go forward, young man. 1 second, we'll leave the little boy out of the pictures as much as we can. Ta-da! Right, the yard people are the one spot we haven't yet focused on this morning. Why? I mean, we know the arches are empty. However, it's always nice, I find, to have a little stroll where it's peaceful. Don't worry, we'll be back at the front in a few minutes. Oh, it's actually quite windy. I think in the tunnel it's going to be super windy. So chains are up, as you can see, folks, despite there being no one at home, in that archway anyway, and ditto the other archway. I swear I saw the old trooper a bit earlier, but he might have left. Yeah. It's funny though, because a year ago, give or take, the level of surveillance that is here now wasn't in place. I've just noticed something which I'll show you in a minute that I've never seen here before. Actually, there are a couple of things. Whoa. Oh my goodness me, what the flip? That woman just had a massive meltdown. Do you hear that, guys? I don't want to put the camera in her face because the kid was crying, but what the flip? Honestly, she gives the kids a smack, folks. I think I'll tell the... Wow, honestly, she shook her super hard. That was, I think, Italian. Did you hear that? What the flip? I can't stand parents that are like that with their kids. Complete lack of civility. Horrible. Right, we're back on the parade ground. Why? I mean, wow. They're virtually finished. I mean, it's almost finished. Only the framing was up before, and at the moment they're just constructing the cage, which is going to be used by the BBC film crew over there. That's where the BBC films. I mention that because, folks, it doesn't take a genius to work out which are the best seats for watching. Why would the BBC film there? Think about it. It's the best spot. It's also the spot where the sun is behind when they're filming. So everything is looking like a bit of a building site, and it will remain like this now for many months. Now, incidentally, I have mentioned it in previous videos, but for those of you that don't know, that over there is called the Admiralty Citadel. Okay, it's a bomb shelter, which I believe dates from, I don't remember the date of construction, Second World War, give or take. So I mean, it might have been built in 39, might have been built earlier, might have been built toward the end of the war in 45. I don't know. Point is, Admiralty Citadel. I mean, I hope I'm right with the Second World War. Pretty sure I am. It doesn't look like it was built around the time of the First World War. I mean, we're talking, more than a century ago, but I might be wrong. Anyway, the thing that I spotted that I haven't seen before, FG1FT that we've noticed is right next to the entrance to the stables. What's this? FSM. I had never seen that before. STMW number 6. Anybody know what that is? Post it in the comments because I have no idea. I've actually never even noticed it on the stonework before. I think actually there used to be something mounted there which slightly obscured it, but I never noticed those letters, so I've got no clue what they mean, folks. So if any of you do know, post it in the comments. If not, at some point next time I go in there, maybe I'll ask in the Household Cavalry Museum. That's always the best place to go for those really super obscure bits of info, because let's be honest, folks, who's going to know better than the museum? Simple as that. Oh wait, it got really busy here again, which is probably a good thing because we're not a million miles from the end. I find myself feeling surprised when I say that, because it feels like we just got here. Right, back kind of close to the front-ish. But great light. Actually, it's now obvious now. It's going to warm up, isn't it? The sun's come out. It's getting warmer. What a surprise! Who knows? I might even have a part 2. Oh. Hello. Pardon, monsieur. Somebody just saying stop pushing other people. Don't know who that was. Oh. It's like a random worker. in a high vis gave a bit of a smile to the guard as he passed. Flipperoo. It is really, really, really busy along here now. Oh. I was honestly hoping he wasn't going to manoeuvre that straight into the box, because for a moment it looked like he was going to. Okay, so they're still coming along slowly. Tons of people on my left actually as well, guys. Look at this. Look. It is absolutely chock-a-walk here. Madness, eh? Crazy. What on earth? Look at them all. Flooding back into the gate. I think they're going to the palace actually, this group. More than likely, I think. Now the thing is that despite there being tons of people on my left and on my right, as you can see in front, the vast majority are still not going up for pictures with the horse. Which is curious. Because to be honest, I think that the majority of people that are here and that stop here at this point, look at them all, are kind of doing what we're doing. Vicariously hoping that there will be quite a lot of people going up for pictures with the horse. Because those horse interactions are what everybody loves. And what I mean by that, I mean people going for pictures, folks, not people actually reaching, touching, mauling, feeding, or in any way going beyond what is allowed. Oh, 1 second. I thought she was going to stand right in front of the camera. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to keep that lady's head out of the frame. You can see that both the trooper and the horse are absolutely poised. If anyone gets in the box, you know they're ready, you can see it. Oops. Palm Spring, California in the house. Ta-da! Sadly, folks, despite the bell ringing, it doesn't mean we're going to be seeing the gatesman. I know, I'm feeling it too. All very sad. Oh, can I touch it? She just said. Hello. Maybe glance to the left and see the sign on the wall. Trooper straight away was like, nope, you can't. I mean, to be fair, she did ask. Obviously didn't see the sign, because she didn't need to ask. Okay, this lady is outside the box. I recognise this guy, but I can't think from where. This chap, I've definitely seen him before. Tour guide, maybe? Really distinctive facial hair. Like, really distinctive. So, look. There's the line. And they're being very, very mindful of it. Anyone else? Okay, 1 second. So we're directly in front for the moment. Wait. Oh my God, it's busy. Busy, 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 busy. The entire family. Actually, yeah, hold on. Penny just dropped, folks. I forgot that almost every British school-age child is now on holiday. I was wondering actually this morning, like, why did it seem so... Yeah, of course, sorry. Because that obviously hadn't happened when I left. I didn't even think about that on Monday, to be quite honest. So we've got the Euro visitors, local tourists, and a lot of British people that are coming to London from around the UK and beyond. In other words, the perfect storm in terms of numbers and tourists. Second best dressed, Ralph Lauren cap. It's like a Burberry overcoat. I'm reckoning staying in a suite over the road at Raffles probably. Alright for some people. Wait 1 second. Oh! I was hoping that Miss Pink was going to come over, but sadly not. This guy going straight through on an electric scooter. Okay, so Miss Pink no, Miss Purple yes. It's becoming like a tin of Quality Street, guys, eh? With the tourist colours. Oh my, are they standing super far back or what? Oh, ta-da! I'm trying to remember actually which suite in the Quality Street's in has the pink wrapper. Because she looks like it. Remember the purple ones are like caramel with a nut in the middle. What's the pink one? Should get them together actually with somebody wearing yellow, somebody wearing green, and somebody wearing blue. Coconut one. Again, look, tons and tons and tons of people coming out the gate and marching over, but whoa. For whatever reason, the majority of them are watching and not participating in our video. It's not very nice, is it? Tourists, come on. Okay, they're getting braver. Okay, it's double sunglasses. Oh, actually, wait, the guy on the left hasn't got sunglasses. Double goggles, that's what I was looking to say. And as a proud gogglehead myself, I'm allowed to use that word. Okay, more pink. Wow, look at that. That's a little Louis Vuitton bag. I'm not sure if it's brave or completely crazy to be walking around Central with that. Oh, coming out the yard. Look at this. Chelsea pensioner. Folks, incidentally, you have asked me before. I'm not going to put the camera in his face, but we'll get him cleanly as he comes out the gates. A lot of you have asked me before, what is a Chelsea pensioner? Well, he is a Chelsea pensioner, and why is he called that? Actually, wait, he's got two stripes, chevrons. Okay, so Chelsea pensioners, retired British Army servicemen and women who get to live out their retirement, that is, having honourably served at the Royal Hospital in Chelsea. Now, why is that an honour? Well, let's just say that places are limited. It's a large hospital, but it only holds a couple of hundred. I say holds, it's not really the right word, is it? Accommodate. Holds makes it sound like a prison or, you know, an asylum. It can accommodate, I don't know the exact number, but a couple of hundred. Okay. And so there are a couple of hundred people that are able to stay and live out their retirement in comfort, as they have earned the right to do, at the Royal Hospital in Chelsea, are called Chelsea pensioners. You can see them all the time, especially in the summer months, around Sloane Square and the King's Road in Chelsea, because the Royal Hospital is a couple of minutes from Sloane Square Tube Station. It's a grand building, folks. Yeah, it's a very grand building, and it's a place that's worth having a look at, taking pictures, etc. And the other thing you can do, if you see Chelsea pensioners out and about, they are completely comfortable talking with the public, etc. That's not me sort of encouraging you to go up and hassle them, pester them, etc. But they will happily engage with the public and answer respectfully questions, which is a good thing, I think, to be honest. Why do I say this good thing? I mean, in some respects, they're ambassadors for those that have served with distinction in the British Army, various places around the world. Okay, so back to the other end, where we will finish up. Why? Because curiously, the end behind us got a bit quieter, and this end's got a bit busier. can't yet, folks, just because of the massive arc, get us directly in front. I'll try in a minute because we will be finishing in a few minutes. So I'd prefer to do it comfortably at this end. I can get out. Hold on. Teeny weeny bit. Ah, my God. There we go.
Oui,
50-50 in out. Oh, this gent has damaged his left wrist.
Chega mais pra cá. Oi.
Oh. Ah. Who is going to be the lucky final tourist in today's video, folks? What do we think?
Come here, Luca. Luca, come here. Come here. Come here.
I'm just looking around, folks. I'm still here. Just looking around for people that have a super interesting and unusual and/or unique outfit. But there are not as many today as there normally are, actually. Oh, okay. We'll see how in a moment. I can just, if I step back a teeny bit, just about include the lines. Okay, at least these German kids have recognised that there's a line and they don't want to step over it. Good thing to hear. It's interesting because one moment it's really warm. See that? The sun just sort of flooded here. The next minute it's gone and it's not really warm. There's another one. He said, excuse me, step behind the line. I wasn't expecting him to say that actually. She was barely over it, but I mean the line is the line. She's dressed like a lifeguard in reverse. Golly, they're still flooding over. Like really flooding over. There's no way all of these people standing up now have come from the palace. Here's another one. Oh. Brilliant, eh? I mean, when I say brilliant, I mean not facial expression. The level of very consistent enforcement with people that are very, 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 very barely over the line. I'm not defending them. Over the line is over the line. Doesn't matter if it's half a foot or 2 feet. Here's another one. Bro. Okay, is this going to be yet another one? Hopefully not. I'm trying my hardest, guys. It's really, really difficult without getting people's heads in the corner of the frame to get the lines touching the wall. I think what we'll do is we'll let it run over by a few minutes, and then I'll decide if it's worth continuing for a part 2. I'm a teeny bit on the fence. Instinctively, I don't think it is, because previously when this has happened, as it gets closer to 1 p.m, it picks up, and all of a sudden after 1 it just drops off massively, and at the moment it's 15 minutes to 1. This is why so many times I've mentioned a part 2. I filmed it, it's been busy for like 3 minutes, and then it's completely dead. So I think it's here. I'm going to do better to go a teeny weeny bit over on this one, whilst we've got people still coming over. Especially this troop is massively on it. I think this video should be called Lifeguards Smashed It. However, it won't be, because it's going to be an update video due to the updates at the beginning. Oh, I thought she had a Peruvian scarf for a second. It's a football scarf, isn't it? I thought it was actually, I think it's an Arsenal scarf. Yeah, it's a Gunner's scarf. I thought it was... it just happens to look like the Peruvian flag. Oh. I'm not sure what he asked. He just pointed at the horse and asked something. Did he ask if he could feed the horse? Did he ask if he could touch the horse? No idea, but the trooper shook his head straight away and unequivocally said, no. Whatever it is you want, sir, you cannot have it. You're not allowed. To be honest, folks, if we got, I don't know what I'm thinking, 3, 4, 5, get back, get it behind the line, whatever you want to call it at the other end, and a similar number at this end, we got lucky today, didn't we? By capturing glorious consistency. In all honesty, troopers are very, 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 very observant of the position of people's feet today. I'd argue even more so actually with the lifeguards today than the Blues, and they were really on it on Monday. Be an interesting weekend this weekend, guys. 1, because the Blues will be back. 2, because there's, I would suggest, probably a 50-50 chance of Ormond returning with the Blues. It'll be the same squadron of troopers, which means it'll almost certainly be very similar, if not identical, squadron of horses, or group of horses, whatever you want to call it, come back. Wouldn't that be a weekend to remember? Plus, to be fair, if it's shown that Ormond is pretty chill and there are no problems with people going into the boxes, I can't see any reason why he can't go back to being here regularly.
1 hour and 13 minutes of video.
Wow. The same thing?
I mean, it can never be the same thing by virtue of how much changes here and how many people do ridiculous things and how many people want to talk or discuss something, or people around the world. But it's actually over. I tried to aim for like 60, 65, whatever, but sometimes I get a little carried away and it goes over. We've all been there, am I right?
Absolutely.
If you're enjoying something and if oh, see, look, random tourist straightens the sign.
Or did she?
I mean, I think she actually made it worse, to be honest. But I would have honestly expected that he would have told her not to touch it. If you were sitting on the horse, would you have told her not to touch it?
I would have used the sword. She wouldn't have been able to do it again.
Yeah, that's it. She would have been minus her hand. Wow. Super funny guy, folks. Really nice guy next to me. Yeah, that's quite unusual. We have seen people adjusting the sign before. There's one video, which to be honest, I don't think I've ever reposted, where we got a tourist who really, really took pride in making the sign perfectly straight. Yeah, he took his good old time about it, and to be honest, the troopers seemed to appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, one. Okay, these will be our last couple of tourist people coming up now. And the reason for that is that tomorrow, the forecast is for a gloriously warm and sunny day. Okay. At the moment, it's saying that tomorrow it should be 16 or 17 degrees with bright sunshine. Very bright sunshine. What can I say? you know, hopefully, ladies and gents, it will be. Why? Because if it is, yours truly will be back. That's why. Can't make any promises, but that's the plan. So let's see what happens with these last couple of people going forward before we call it a wrap. We're over already, people, and oh, flip. It's not going to be too long before I think we get someone get in charge. Body language with the sword, putting the horse forward, it's all very authoritative. And to be honest, look, Trooper just sighed, I can't say I blame him. And to be honest, it's a wonderful thing to see. Discipline, consistent enforcement equals very, very, very few incidents of stupidity. And like I said before, guys, if it becomes known that no nonsense is tolerated here, the nonsense will, I'm pretty sure, abruptly and organically come to an end. Should we... Our last, folks, the lady on the left. And it's a wrap. Okay, last two. Oh, flipping out. Every time I'm thinking that's it, we get a new entry into the. I walked into the box because I wasn't paying attention. Hall of Fame. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. It was fun. I'll be back real soon. You know it. Bye for now, peeps. Oh. Perfect ending. Bye, guys.